So this is Quality Leering Center.
The case in Minnesota, I don't know what's going on, but this shit is wild.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going.
Well, I'm not sure how long you've been on the channel, but if you've been watching my videos, or if you've watched some of my previous videos, you would see that I covered the Ilhan Omar situation.
Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up!
said they spelled learning wrong.
Don't open up!
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up!
Ma'am,
And how people are asking for her deportation or whatever, right? And of course, she doesn't have a good rap with MAGA. She thinks Charlie Kirk's memory belongs in the dustbin of history. I remember when she said that. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this woman just said that. It's only a matter of time.
$1 billion could have been stolen in fraudulent schemes within the state. The aftermath has since garnered intense backlash aimed at state leadership, with Minnesota Governor Tim Walz desperately defending himself against ever-growing allegations.
That there's gonna be some kind of repercussion, and you would call this, like, what do they want to call it? Like, you would think because Trump got into power, they're using the fact that they're in power against the people who oppose them, but that is not the case.
Despite signage indicating they were open, or were helmed by staff who refused to participate in the video.
can I speak to a manager?
Most of the sites, which claimed to be licensed for dozens of children each, had no children inside whatsoever.
But I say if you're gonna be speaking out against power, authority, you gotta make sure your hands are clean. In the sense of, I'm not gonna be doing something or making myself seen if I know I've been doing a lot of crazy shit or a lot of dirty shit.
Open up! We have ice!
Man, what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up!
and getting $4 million over
Open
the
up! It's ice!
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that?
Shit that I know I'm not gonna get away with. I'm not saying Ilhan Omar is doing anything, but the fact that most of the people in Minnesota, especially the Somali population in Minnesota, I'm Nigerian, so when I see this fraud situation, I'm like, okay, I know back in the days when you think about fraud, especially in the US, people always think Nigerians are the ones who do the fraud or whatever, right? I'm a college graduate. I work in the healthcare industry. I'm not into fraud or whatever, right? And I know people who have gotten away with it, They're not people who I choose to hang around. I don't call them my friends.
To be licensed for dozens of children each, had no children inside whatsoever.
Can you tell us why there are no children? Have you ever seen children at this child care center?
Anything, but I know and I've heard stories of people who have done stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I'd rather go to work and make my money the right way, because once you get used to that lifestyle, it's hard for you to get back to making your money the regular way. It's kind of like, I'm not sure if you saw that video when that kid was like, taxpayers are his slaves. Go ahead, white boy, go work for me. It was a Somalian guy saying that, black guy, Of course, most of them think they're not black, they're Somalians, which is also not even helping their cause. Because black people, we still accept Somalis as black. I'm Nigerian, I see myself as a black person.
Doesn't know if she's ever seen a child here.
One infamous location called Quality Learning Center, which displays a misspelled sign reading Quality Leering Center, also features blacked out windows. The center is supposed to account for 99 children. However, a local resident of 8 years revealed he's never seen a child go in or out of the building.
Where are the children?
I don't see them. I've been here since 2017. I haven't seen anybody like
Never
that here.
seen a child.
And when I say Somali say they're not black, they're Somalians, I'm like, dude, okay. It's crazy. The level of oppression and the level of brainwashing that has happened to some people, it's just, sometimes you can't help but not blame them, because I just call it ignorance, But just because you're ignorant does not mean you're going to get away with the fact that you're being ignorant, Sometimes being ignorant comes with a repercussion, and that is what is kind of happening in this situation. First of all, most Somalians think they're not black, they're Somalians. So definitely, if black people are going to be rooting for you, you just burnt that bridge.
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away!
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away!
Are you in favor of that?
You just watched a snippet of a report that went viral, carried out by a 23-year-old independent journalist and YouTuber by the name of Nick Shirley.
Right? And now you have Ilhan Omar going against Trump. Okay, now you're going against Trump, and he was just elected to be the president of the United States. So basically, he's way more popular than the Democratic base, right? You're going against him. So many of the country voted for him. They like what he's doing. So now you have half the country against you. Okay, you see what I'm saying? And now this fraud situation is exposed in Minnesota, and you have the Somalians, and their hands are dirty. I'm not saying all of them. I'm just saying it just seems to be something that is being based on how the media is painting this story, that is more associated with the Somalis or the Somalian community in Minnesota. So this does not really look really good. So I'm not sure what's gonna happen from this. I'm not really sure what is gonna happen from this, but I just feel like the fact that this is happening in Minnesota, number one, Tim Walz, good luck to his campaign trying to run for governor again in that state.
A YouTube journalist, and along with a gentleman by the name of David, the two of them visited various child daycare centers that had been receiving grants funded by state and federal taxes to show that these entities are not actually operating as child daycare centers.
I'm not sure if he's going to get reelected. People are even asking that he resigns. And Ilhan Omar, people are asking that she be deported. I don't think she could be deported. I'm not sure if she could be deported. You know, Trump has not made it in such a way that people could be, I'm not sure if he's signed a bill where people could be denaturalized yet, you know. And if that is something that is also, that has been passed, somebody definitely feel free to comment in the comment section. But if that has not happened yet, I don't think they could just throw her out of the country if she's a U.S. citizen.
They believe that these centers are committing fraud off the taxpayers' dime. Now, this story kind of piggybacks off of something that broke earlier this year in November. There was a huge story that was published in the New York Times about fraud cases in the Minneapolis area, and most of these, you know, nonprofits or these little businesses that were popping up and basically benefiting from COVID.
Hello, we'd like to ask where the money's going. What do you guys think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
I don't think anybody is enabling fraud to happen.
Hold Governor Walz accountable for this.
What was this money spent on? 1.26 million. What was that money spent on? There aren't any kids.
Answer the question. Are there children? There's no children inside this building.
I'm not sure what the statute of limitation is on the fact that people are saying she lied on her application, saying she was still a minor when her dad became a citizen of the United States. I understand how that works. It's kind of like if your dad become a U.S. citizen before you turn the age of 18, you automatically, as a dependent of your dad, you become automatic citizen, you know. That was how that worked. But now that, it's not, I don't think that is no longer an option. This is crazy. I'm a Trump supporter, but, and I also came from another country. I came here the right way. I'm a U.S. citizen now, and I just feel like that definitely burns that bridge, because people, yeah, I'm not sure if it's, I feel like because Democrats were just so open and letting anybody into the country, and they just, it's like the gates were open, and now Trump and Kim just closed everything. In Trump's first administration, it wasn't talking about denaturalizing people. It wasn't talking about just kicking people out of the country the way he's doing now.
Essentially, the largest fraud scandal in U.S. history is taking place in Minnesota, as literally billions of dollars have been funneled through Somali-ran fraudulent businesses. So much fraud, it could actually almost replace the entire GDP of Somalia. These fraudsters have worked hand in hand with the Minnesota government as they enabled billions of dollars to be given to fraudulent businesses underneath welfare purposes. Some of this money eventually landed in the hands of terrorist groups in Somalia like the Al-Shabaab, and others enriched themselves all at the U.S. taxpayers' expense.
But it's based on what happened during the Biden administration. I feel like this is just a reaction to that, you know. So whatever's going on in Minnesota, man, it's gotten crazy. This young man who covered the story, definitely he should be an inspiration to a lot of people, you know. Back in the days, we got people trying to get into sports, you know, like most young men, if you ask them what they want to be, you know, they want to be athletes, they want to be entertainers, you know, they want to play hockey, they want to...
Taxpayers' expense. And in this video, we will break down all of the fraud from start to finish, from going to the fraudulent businesses and confronting the people who are making millions of dollars from the government. And we will also be confronting the incompetent government leaders who let this fraud happen. And to make this happen, I met up with a man who's been doing his own investigation for years now, as he has seen the fraud firsthand. His name is David.
Whatever it is, you know, but for some reason, the news has become, it's like the cool factor now.
Let's get into this and be prepared to be shocked. How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
There's so many podcasters and content creators covering stories within the news. People don't really consume news your traditional way anymore. They consume it in snippets, you know. People consume their news from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. I mean, you rarely see people sitting down watching the news on TV. If that is happening, it's just because of what's playing on the background. But yeah, the situation in Minnesota has gotten out of control. I'm not sure how this is going to affect the Somalians, but I feel like they need to stop saying that I'm not black, I'm Somalian. They need to stop that. And also, I'm not sure, but they definitely need some person that is going to help their public image. if I could say that, because it's just like, damn, dude, the public image or the public perception of Somalians is not good. I'm not talking about from Democrats. Of course, Democrats are going to be backing them up or whatever, right? Especially the Democrats in Minnesota. But it just in general, just your average black person, if he hears a Somalian person try to say, oh, I'm not black, I'm Somalian, number one, he's going to look at you like, oh, you're not black, you're colored. It's kind of like the same statements that Tyler made that kind of made people kind of like, she thinks she's high and mighty. It's the same thing the Somalians are doing right now. You know, people come to America, and a lot of the things we're enjoying in this country are the things black people fought for. Instead of us to become allies, that is what they should be doing. No, they want to act like they're better. Now they get to face the consequence. And knowing your hands are dirty and you still feel like you could run your mouth, is only going to need some more exposure. So, let me know what you think about this video. Share it if you want. Thanks for watching. Like if you like. Comment if you have something to say. Respect.
In or out of the building.
Where are the children?
I don't see them.